not just here, it's all across the country. You can see the TIF, the world of TIFs has gone skyrocketed since a certain person took office. What happened around 1991? Who got elected? Well, this is interactive here.
Mayor Daley.
Thank you. Well, I would say that somebody in their daily shop figured out that this is a pretty sweet deal. And so, starting with his administration, you have a 45-degree angle straight up to this day. And it's kind of flattened out. But look at that. Straight up. And what kind of money are we talking about?
A lot.
We're talking about $500 million a year, ladies and gentlemen. Just about $1 billion every 2 years. Remember, it's property tax dollars. $1 billion every 2 years. And even in a down economy, even in a down economy, it's still doing very, very well. So what does that say? That says Chicago is a robust city. We have a lot of great property here. There's a lot of things that are worth something, even when the economy nationally is somewhat depressed. Chicago's properties are throwing off lots of property tax. That's something, to note. Since TIFs came into being under Mayor Harold Washington in 1986, they've collected about $6 billion. $6 billion. It's a fair question to ask, what happened to that money? Where'd it go? All right, so for the last year, as I say, Chicago TIFs, $422 million. Cook County TIFs, another $261. Grand total, $683 million for the county of Cook. Since TIFs were created and came to Cook County, it's about $10 billion. $10 billion of property taxes for all the TIFs in Cook County since they were started. And to give you a sense of the scale of this, from the city's own budget documents, they're telling us that the city has collected this much money in TIF and this much money in the levy that the city is using to pay its various branches of the government. This is what I'm calling off the books. This is on the books. What do I mean by that? That means when the mayor proposes a budget, he has to place it before the council. And there's hearings, supposedly, though I think you have to look far and wide for this mayor's budget hearings. But the idea is the budget is a policy document that's going to set the course of your city for the next year, is it not? And you ought to know about what's in that document, because that's your money and that's the priorities that the mayor is setting for us going forward. And so it's supposed to be reviewed by the council and by us. And there's a time for us to weigh in, and presumably if we in the city council found things that were not to their liking, they could alter that document. But then they pass it, and then we move forward and operate our city. Well, that's how it's working for the money that's on the books. For the money that's off the books, we don't know what the hell. Projects get funded and move through a process that's very difficult to track. And I would put to you, it is not democratic. And it's not good policy. Now, with all this money that I'm throwing around, all these numbers, you would think that it would be on your property tax bill along with everything else. Well, up until recently, that was not the case. This is a real bill from a lady in Englewood. She was paying about $2,000 on this bill, but you'll notice something very odd about it. Here's all the lists of the groups that we mentioned before, the schools, Board of Ed, Parks, etc. You noted them? Here they are. But she is living in something called the Chicago Englewood TIF District, but there's just these little asterisks here. And then it says 0. 0. So what is that lady to make of this bill? She lives apparently in something called the Englewood TIF District. It's on her property tax bill for some reason, but it's just zeros. So whatever, it's something to not pay too much attention to, I guess. Except that that bill was lying to her. Show of hands, who here thinks that the true percentage that that bill took from this lady was A, 13%? Nobody raising your hand. This is a tough crowd. Okay. Who thinks it's B, 24%?
I'll go with that one.
Okay. We have two 24. Who thinks it's C, 52? thinks it's D, 64%. Yeah, I'm afraid it's D, 64%.
Oy, Paige.
Yeah, that's what she said. She had like a cow, basically. So, we don't have the time to go through the math here, but just follow along for just a minute. It says here that all the schools, all the taxi license schools were supposed to get about $1,100. But we know that can't be true, because Mr. TIF takes his first. Mr. TIF takes him off the top. Like in Vegas, you know, when the mob skims money, you know, and they put it in a satchel and put it in the closet. The TIF does that. So the TIF took that 64% of 2,000 is about $1,400. So you got to take $1,400 off 2,000, you get 600 left. So the school, which collects about 56% of 600, you can do the math. Anybody's got a calculator, it comes out to like whatever, $400. So this number right here, 1,116, should be erased and 400 should be put in. You follow me?
Right.
Which means that the Board of Ed was gypped $700 in change from this one bill. You see that? And this woman is none the wiser because the bill is lying there. Well, because of our pressure, the work that we've done over the last 2 years, David Orr, Cook County Clerk David Orr, has put this information on the property tax bills for the first time. So 220,000 property owners across Cook County for the first time are seeing the truth. And, you know, little bit will do it. But I think whether you love TIFs or you're not fond of TIFs, you should simply tell the truth about them. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
You know, that your bill should tell the truth. And David put this on the bill by his executive decision, but it isn't a statute. So that's a good piece of legislation, I think, at the state and local level. Let me put it this way. If they can take it, they should be able to report it. You know what I'm saying? If they found their way to your pocket, they should be able to put it on your bill. Okay. As I said before, TIFs are a big deal in the state of Illinois. Since they were started some years ago, they've collected about $14 billion. $14 billion across the state. So how much money is left on the table at the end of the year? This is a question that I think is really important for us for a number of reasons. Because we're told that the city is broke. Isn't that true? How many times have you heard that? The city's broke. We have no money. I'm so sorry we closed your schools. I'm so sorry we closed those mental health clinics. I'm so sorry that you have to wait an extra 40 minutes for that bus to get to work, and that makes you late, or you have to get up an hour early. Oh, I'm so sorry, and on and on and on. You know, that the fees in the park district have risen, and you can't take your child to those programs anymore. Well, what can we do? We're broke, right? Well, bear with me. So when you go to the city's website, you see this page that lists all the TIF districts. You click on these names, and you open up a document that looks like this. And our volunteers sat and opened up every one of those 151 documents, and we looked through all the numbers that they had there, including how much they spent, how much they took in, and most importantly, this number down here, how much money was left in the bank account at the end of 2013. So like you, with your personal bank account, where you manage your finances, you have money coming in, you have expenses, and at the end of the year, hopefully you have more money than you did at the beginning. That's your checkbook. Well, Mr. TIF has his checkbook too. And so what we did is added up all these numbers on a spreadsheet. It looks strangely like this, actually. This is our advanced technology. You see? Just held together with Scotch tape. All right, so when you're done doing that kind of work with a spreadsheet, and you're done, the spreadsheet is done, it just adds up all the numbers. Now I'm going to tell you the amount of money that was left in the TIF accounts at the end of last year. Are you all sitting down? Yes, that's good. That's the number. Collective gasp. Let the record show. There was a collective gasp from the audience. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of last year, our TIFs, those 151 TIFs, had $1.71 billion. It's not magic beans. It's not money from Mars, you know. It's your property tax dollars sitting somewhere, earning some interest, I hope. Almost $2 billion. Now, the mayor does not dispute that. He owns that number, but he says it's all spoken for. Oh, really? Or is the word committed to future development? Well, I gotta tell you, I don't believe him. You shouldn't either. So what does that mean, committed to future development? Does that mean that some other project is going to pop up somewhere that we don't know about? We just haven't read about in funny papers? Or is it somebody is talking in the, you know, like, wink, wink, you know, handshake, handshake. We just haven't signed the papers yet, but it's kind of, the deal is close to being done. Is it like that? Or what?